Hello and welcome to my channel, Making Crafts. Today we are going to be creating a fun little gift box using some of the new cat scrappiness products. So I'm going to be using the new brush Christmas tree die for the decoration on our box. I'm also going to be using the bright Christmas one. I'm going to use the green dotted paper. And then I'm also going to be using the Bright Christmas 2 paper pad. I thought I had gotten all the papers from the Christmas one, but I just realized I used the Bright Christmas 2 as well. So I'm going to use both of the new paper pads from Cat Scrappiness, and I'll be using a little sheet from the gold glitter. So to get started, I have cut a piece of the decorative paper to 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and we have two of those, one in plaid and one in the Christmas trees. I've also die cut my Christmas tree out of the green dotted paper, and I've cut my star out of the gold glitter paper. And I have a piece of cardstock that measures 4 by 8. So we need to score our piece of cardstock to create our box. So you want to start out with the 8-inch side to the top of your scoreboard, and you want to score at 4 inches. Once we have that score mark, we want to turn our paper with the 4-inch side to the top of the scoreboard, and we want to mark at 2 inches on both ends. So we're going to mark 2 inches at the top and at the bottom. So you can see I made 2 little dots, one on each end of our 4-inch side paper. Now I am going to make these dots just a little larger so you can see what I'm doing today creating this box. But you want to have them as small as possible so they don't show up when you get done. But you can erase them if you use a pencil. So I'm going to take my first little dot and I'm going to line it up on one of the score lines. And then I'm also going to line the score line that we previously made against that score line so that we can make a slanted score. So we'll do that again. So even if that was fast, we're going to do that 3 more times, so hopefully it'll make sense by the time we get done. So this one, I turned it around. So our previous score line, I'm putting on the first score line on my board, and then I have the dot that I created when I measured the 2 inches. I have it on the same score line. For me, it's easier to just choose one line that's like your first line on your scoreboard. That way you're not getting confused as to which line you're using, because it is hard for me sometimes for my eyes to line up the top and bottom when I'm doing something like this. So if I just choose one line, or if you marked a line on your scoreboard, it would make it a lot easier. So I'm just doing all 4 sides that way, and we're just creating our triangle. So there, your paper should look like this when you get through scoring. You should have sort of a diamond shape in the center of the paper. So now I'm going to come back with the 3 3/4 inch cardstock, and I'm just adding it to each end of our paper. And I'm just centering it up so that there's like a 1/4 of an inch, or excuse me, 1/8 of an inch around each piece. And then I'm just going to come back and rescore those same exact lines. This cardstock and on top of my cardstock, I felt was kind of thick, so I felt like it was better to go ahead and score twice, because I was concerned that I might not score all the way through to the green cardstock if I went ahead and glued the paper on top, the printed paper on top. So for me, it was best just to do it this way. You could try doing it the other way where you scored them all at just one time and just score them after you add your printed cardstock. But I didn't want to struggle with my folds, so I want my folds to work easily, so I thought this was the best way for me. So this is a very simple project. Once we have those score lines in, we're just going to fold the 4 by 8 in half on the first score line, and then we're going to come in and fold in on each of the side flaps, or the score lines that we created. The side flaps that we created with our score lines. Maybe that's how I should put it. So we're just going to come in. I am using the Teflon bone folder from Cat Scrappiness to press on this. This is my new favorite pressing tool. It seems to work so well when trying to press down thick paper like this. So we're just going to go around the whole entire edges, folding in our flaps. And by scoring those lines twice like I did, it makes it so much easier just to fold over, because the paper, you can see as I'm folding it, is very thick. But this will make a great sturdy box. So I'm going to just glue my Christmas tree that I cut out with the brushed Christmas tree die. I'm just going to glue that Christmas tree to the center of my front triangle, and you can decide which piece of paper that you want to be your front, but I thought the plaid with the Christmas tree looked good. And then the little star that I cut out of the gold glitter paper, I'm going to add to the top. And I didn't mention before, but this glitter paper is just like all cat scrappiness paper. It doesn't have any texture to it. It's nice and smooth, but it has a great glitter look about it so that you're not getting glitter all over your project. So now you're just going to fold your front flaps over your back flaps. And so the front of mine is where the Christmas tree is. So I'm going to start on one side holding the flaps over each other. And I'm going to try to show you the best I can how to, where you're going to punch the hole. But it's really hard with this small little box to show you. But you can see in here, I'm just going to punch through both of the flaps. Have them tight together and then just punch through both of them. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'll try to show you again. So you just bring your flaps together. And then you don't have to open this up when you're doing it. I'm just doing that so you can see that I am putting my hole punch through both of the flaps. So I have to go down a little ways where they meet and just punch through them. And that's how simple this box is. So now we are ready just to tie our box shut. So remember, your front flaps go over your back flaps. So you take your ribbon, and I hold my front and back of the first ones together, and I put my ribbon through. Of course, your front flap is over your back flap. Then you're going to run your ribbon through the back flap. So the Christmas tree is on the front. So bring the ribbon through the hole on the back flap and then cross over and just bring it through the hole on your front flap. It's very simple. It may look complicated or sound complicated the way I'm saying it, but it's so simple that when you get done, then you just tie it tight and tie your little bow, and then that's that simple. You have a little gift box. Now you could add another piece of ribbon to this bow where you're tying your knot there and make it an ornament, but I decided to keep mine as a little gift box. And I think these are adorable, and you can make quite a few of these up in one afternoon if you want to make up some treat boxes or gift boxes for your friends. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this quick little tutorial. I hope you will give this a try, and I will link below to all of the products that I used. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.